Patients come to me all the time with the same frustration. They tell me they are taking their medication, trying to eat better, but their blood sugar just won't come down. And many of them assume the problem is simply sugar. They think maybe they ate something sweet, or maybe their metabolism is just slow. Some people even begin to feel that their body is somehow broken. But most of the time, that's not what's really happening. The real issue is something called insulin resistance. When your body becomes resistant to insulin, the hormone that normally moves sugar out of your bloodstream stops working the way it should. Your cells no longer respond properly, so glucose begins to build up in the blood. And once insulin resistance starts, even small dietary mistakes can cause big spikes in blood sugar. That's why many people feel like they're doing everything right, yet their numbers still stay high. But here's the good news. There are a few powerful levers you can pull in your daily life that could dramatically improve how your body handles sugar. Today, I'm going to show you 3 of the most powerful steps I teach my patients that help lower stubborn blood sugar and improve insulin sensitivity. And these are simple changes you can start using right away. Insulin resistance is becoming incredibly common today, and many people have it without even realizing it. In the early stages, the body can still produce insulin normally. In fact, the pancreas often produces even more insulin than usual to try to keep blood sugar under control. But over time, the cells in your body start responding less and less to that insulin. When that happens, the pancreas has to work harder and harder, releasing larger amounts of insulin just to keep glucose levels stable. Eventually, it can't keep up anymore, and that's when blood sugar levels begin to rise. This is often when people start noticing their glucose numbers creeping up during routine blood tests or after meals. What many people don't realize is that insulin resistance doesn't develop overnight. It builds slowly over time, influenced by daily habits. The foods you eat, how often you eat, how much you move your body, and even how well you sleep all play an important role in how your body handles glucose. That's why medications alone are often not enough to fully control blood sugar. You have to change the environment your body is living in. The encouraging news is that insulin resistance can improve when you make the right lifestyle changes. And in many cases, the most powerful improvements come from just a few simple adjustments. These are the 3 levers I teach my patients to help their bodies handle sugar more effectively and bring stubborn blood sugar back under control. The first lever you can pull is reducing refined carbohydrates. Refined carbohydrates are foods that break down very quickly into glucose once they enter your body. This means they cause rapid spikes in blood sugar, which forces your pancreas to release a large amount of insulin to bring that sugar down. Foods like white bread, pastries, sugary drinks, candies, and many processed snack foods fall into this category. When people eat these foods regularly, blood sugar rises quickly and repeatedly throughout the day. Over time, these constant spikes force the body to produce more and more insulin, and that ongoing demand is one of the major drivers of insulin resistance. The more frequently this happens, the harder it becomes for the body to control glucose levels effectively. One of the most helpful changes you can make is to reduce these refined carbohydrates and replace them with foods that release glucose more slowly. Foods rich in fiber, such as vegetables, legumes, and whole grains, are absorbed more gradually and help prevent sudden spikes in blood sugar. Another helpful strategy is combining carbohydrates with protein or healthy fats during meals, because this slows down digestion and keeps glucose levels more stable. Many of my patients notice that when they begin limiting refined carbohydrates and focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, their blood sugar readings become much more stable. For many people, this simple change alone becomes one of the most powerful levers for improving insulin sensitivity and lowering stubborn blood sugar. The second lever you can pull is eating within a consistent time window. Many people eat from the moment they wake up until late at night. Breakfast, mid-morning snacks, lunch, afternoon snacks, dinner, and sometimes even food just before bed. The problem with this pattern is that every time you eat, your body releases insulin. If you're constantly eating throughout the day, insulin levels remain elevated for long periods of time. Over time, this constant stimulation can make your cells less responsive to insulin, which worsens insulin resistance and makes blood sugar harder to control. One strategy that helps many people is called time-restricted eating. This simply means limiting the hours during which you consume calories. For example, you might eat breakfast around 8 in the morning, lunch around midday, and dinner by 6 or 7 in the evening. That creates an eating window of roughly 10 to 12 hours. During the remaining hours, your body is not constantly processing food, and insulin levels have time to fall. This period allows the body to reset its metabolic processes and often improves insulin sensitivity. Many of my patients notice that when they stop late-night eating and give their body a longer overnight break from food, their blood sugar readings begin to stabilize. It's a simple change, but for many people it becomes one of the most effective levers for improving blood sugar control. The third lever you can pull is moving your muscles every day. Your muscles play a very important role in controlling blood sugar because they use glucose as a source of energy. When your muscles contract during physical activity, they pull glucose out of the bloodstream and into the muscle cells where it can be used as fuel. And here is something many people don't realize. During exercise, muscles can absorb glucose even without needing much insulin. This makes physical activity one of the most powerful natural tools for lowering blood sugar and improving insulin sensitivity. The good news is that you don't need intense workouts to see benefits. Even moderate movement can make a big difference. Simple activities like brisk walking, cycling, climbing stairs, or light resistance exercises can help your body use glucose more effectively. One of the easiest strategies I often recommend is walking after meals. A short 10-minute walk after eating can significantly reduce the rise in blood sugar that happens after a meal. Over time, consistent daily movement helps the body become more responsive to insulin, which makes it easier to keep glucose levels under control. Many people notice that once they begin moving their bodies regularly, their blood sugar readings start to improve. It's a simple lever, but it can have a powerful effect on stubborn blood sugar. If you want to improve your blood sugar control even further, there's another simple strategy that many people overlook, and that is increasing your fiber intake. Fiber plays a very important role in how your body handles carbohydrates. When you eat foods that are rich in fiber, digestion happens more slowly, which means glucose enters the bloodstream at a much steadier pace. Instead of causing a rapid spike in blood sugar, fiber helps keep glucose levels more stable after meals. Foods that are naturally high in fiber include vegetables, beans, lentils, oats, chia seeds, and many whole plant foods. These foods not only help regulate blood sugar, but also support the health of the gut microbiome. Researchers are increasingly discovering that the bacteria living in our gut play an important role in metabolism and insulin sensitivity. When your gut bacteria are healthy, your body tends to handle glucose more efficiently. Many people who increase their fiber intake notice that their blood sugar readings become more stable throughout the day and that they feel fuller for longer after meals. This is why focusing on fiber-rich foods can be such a helpful addition to the 3 main steps we just discussed. Another factor that many people overlook when it comes to blood sugar control is sleep. Poor sleep can have a surprisingly powerful effect on how your body handles glucose. When you don't get enough rest, the body produces higher levels of stress hormones, particularly cortisol. These hormones signal the liver to release more glucose into the bloodstream, which can cause blood sugar levels to rise. At the same time, lack of sleep can make your cells more resistant to insulin, meaning the body has a harder time moving glucose out of the blood and into the cells where it belongs. Over time, consistently poor sleep can worsen insulin resistance and make blood sugar harder to manage. That's why getting adequate rest is an important part of metabolic health. Most adults should aim for about 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Keeping a regular sleep schedule, avoiding heavy meals late at night, and reducing screen time before bed can all help improve sleep quality. When people begin prioritizing good sleep habits, they're often surprised to see that their blood sugar readings start to improve as well. So if your blood sugar feels stubborn and refuses to come down, remember these simple levers. First, reduce refined carbohydrates that cause rapid spikes in glucose. Second, eat within a consistent time window so your body has time to lower insulin levels and reset its metabolism. Third, move your muscles every day so your body can use glucose more effectively. And if you want even better results, pay attention to two additional factors that many people overlook: fiber intake and sleep quality. Increasing fiber helps slow the absorption of glucose and keeps blood sugar more stable, while getting enough sleep helps regulate the hormones that control metabolism. When you combine these habits together, they create an environment where your body can handle sugar much more efficiently, and many people begin to see their glucose numbers gradually improve over time. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe for more practical tips that can help you take control of your health. And if you want to learn about some of the best foods that naturally help stabilize blood sugar, take a look at the next video on your screen. I'll see you there.